Hello, good morning. How are you? I'm glad you're here. I posted a short last night in a moment of absolute frustration regarding climate change. Because I believe it's a thing and it's happening and it's real and it's bearing down on us pretty hard and fast. You know, I hear a lot of politicians with, I guess, their heart's in the right place, where they will say something like, we gotta, preserve all this for our kids and our grandkids. I think it's right now. I, I'd like to keep living on a planet that's livable, right? I don't, I don't think we have until our kids and grandkids. And maybe I'm nuts. I don't think so. I'm very practical. So, yeah, and then comments. And I woke up this morning thinking, what the hell am I even doing out here on YouTube? Like, I don't like dealing with people. So, like, I don't want to respond to them because I'm selfish about my energy and time. What the hell am I doing? I don't mind. It's fine. For now, you know. It's a strange place for a loner to be, though, that's for sure. Yeah, so the comments I was met with, first off, I mean, other than my regulars who show up and agree, right? There is the, this is God's wrath and judgment, and I need to, drop to my knees and repent and be saved, Jezebel. Okay. My question for those folks, for the believers, the good Lord built humankind a paradise. He created all the stuff according to the dogma, right? According to the belief system, that everything on this planet is divine creation. And those people are turning a blind eye to it and burning it down. Thumbing their nose at God and saying, I don't even like this. This isn't good enough for me. I can't wait until I get to those great big pearly gates. Only then. Not what God made for me, but what God has for himself. That's what they're gunning for. And the rest of us be damned. All of humankind. Doesn't matter the tens of thousands of people who succumb to the heat in Europe. It doesn't matter the aquifers that are drying up, the flooding in Texas that I don't think is normal, but I guess that's happening. 110 degrees in, okay, so it was 115 in Miles City, Montana. It was also like 110 in Philadelphia. That's not normal. But everybody wants to write it off as a one-off. There was a heat dome last summer, though, over the Pacific Northwest. And so we'll have another one next year over, I don't know, maybe the entire North America? I'm not sure. And people will be like, well, it's just hot this year. We all have memories like goldfishes. Oh, this again? Yeah, okay, so it was the give up and repent people. And then it was the this happens all the time people. No, it doesn't. If we don't have any snowfall this year, there won't be any water. I mean, we probably will, I'm inclined to think that but probably too much in the wrong places. Like mountain snowpack will be lean, and the streams and the rivers and the lake beds will, dry up like they are, like, all over the place. I don't think I really need to hand people, do I, examples? Like, this is the other thing that frustrates me. And then that was the third kind of comment from people was based on what facts? I, do they not have eyes? Do they not experience the world? Do they leave their house? Yeah, I don't know. You know, nobody wants to admit that it's actually absolutely man-made. It's, you know, we're burning fossil fuels. If you turn your oven on and you just leave it on all day, your house doesn't heat up? Yes, it does. It's very simple. So we're burning a bunch of fossil fuels. We're paving over everything green. We're knocking down all of the trees, all the shade, all the stuff that puts water back up into the clouds so it'll rain in the middle of the, you know, North America because there isn't a great big body of water to draw. Like, it's, you know, yeah, I don't know. So then I suppose what you just stop, do we just, you know, I might as well bang my head against the wall instead of argue with any of them. It's like walking outside and saying the sky is blue and they're all like, no, no. We're all looking at the same sky, right? Like, I don't know how they can dismiss their own experience, you know, unless their experience is so damn cushy that they don't, you know, they have no connection to the land at all, no reverence for it, no experience of it. They don't actually fish or hunt or hike or go out or, you know, like at all. They must not. They just get in their car and they go to work and they make some money and they come home and they shitpost. Like, is that it? Is that their whole life? It's kind of a sad life. They should find something to do. Yeah, you know, and we could mitigate it, right? Maybe we can't completely stop it, which I'm pretty sure we can't, not at this point, because even if we stop today, it's warm. It needs to cool down, you know? Throw a big rock in your oven before you turn it on. Leave it run all day. See if your house heats up. Oh, and then how long will it take for that rock to cool down after you turn off that oven? A minute, at least, right? It's gonna take some time. So, you know, we could do some wind farms or some solar or even some more hydro, but no, too many people, and the complacency is only in service of oil and gas. That's it. They don't, those cats don't even need lobbyists in Congress. They don't need to pay for politicians. They got a whole bunch of dipshits on the internet doing their work for them for free. It's too bad, man. You know? I don't have a mountain of research in front of me, and there is a mountain of research that has already been done. And I think there is conclusive evidence that we have altered the climate on the planet substantially. And it's going to get worse because it's a feedback loop. You know, you get freshwater icebergs, ice shelves in the oceans that melt, and then they add to the desalination of the ocean, and then that water heats up faster, and then it just keeps going. It isn't even just the oceans, it's so dry. Rainfall is getting scanter. Yeah, and I know we have wildfires every year, and that's fucking normal and all this and that. Okay. But at what point do we say, yeah, but at this scale, at this pace, is that normal? I don't think 110 in Philadelphia is fucking normal. And I don't think it's a one-off. Because last summer, it was bad. And like, so people aren't willing to do anything, right? Nothing. We couldn't do a little bit of renewables. Why? Why not? Would it hurt that much? Would it cause this, like, would it be so painful to look at a wind farm? Would it be this painful? Would it be 115 degrees in Mouse City, Montana painful? That's painful. We've got to kick it around for a couple more decades and really make sure what is that, a frog in a boiling pot of water? It's not going to jump out. It's just going to sit around and, you know, I'm pretty sure that's just an old wives' tale myth, kind of just turn a phrase anyway. But because frogs don't actually sit in boiling water, they know better. But us, on the other hand, boy, somebody will feed us some lie. No, the water's not getting hotter. No, it's not. You're having hot flashes. Oh. So that one got a little bit of attention, which I am unaccustomed to, and I don't actually appreciate it. You know what I mean? Like, not a, like it's more than I would care to deal with in a given day. It's been a strange week in that regard. Just random people sort of like stop. I wouldn't say interrupting, but like they're somehow intersecting with me and striking up conversations. What the hell are you talking to me for? That's usually my my reaction. It's weird. I don't know what's going on. Maybe the planets are lined up in a particular way and makes me punchy, and I don't know. Oh, dude, I'm desperate for people to just take it seriously and vote accordingly, but I'm fairly certain we're too late. But I think we could, at the very least, mitigate the damage, somehow. It's going to get worse. It's just going to get worse. It's like that rock in the oven. It won't reach 500 degrees right away, but it will. And so right now, everybody's like, it's not so bad. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't know. I had it out with a relative once. Kind of. This relative was real excited about the tech bro going to Mars, who's going to somehow save us all that way, which I think is foolish. This planet already has a livable habitat at the moment, right? Like, do you have any idea how much money it would cost to terraform Mars or time? Like, we don't. And then the energy to be able to grow food and air, and like, it's just the most. That's not going to happen. And my relative was frustrated and said, well, at least he's trying to do something. I mean, what is the other alternative? And I'm like, a different iteration of life on this planet is what will happen. There will be a mass extinction event and something else. This planet's been through all kinds of reinventions of herself. And so we'll get shrugged off like flies on a horse. and the planet will go on. Well, we're not going to be able to be around to see it, man. It's not survivable. 120 degrees. That's not, and the wildfire smoke, and the droughts, and the lack of water, and the dudes. You know, there's aquifers drying up, and they're like, well, we'll just dig a new one. What? Where's the water coming from? And then and if you happen to find a pocket of underground fresh water, we're going to use that. Okay, fine. Until that dries up. And how long will that take? 20 years? And then what? We don't know. We don't care. We'll worry. 20 years from now, we'll worry about it. What if that happens everywhere? Not just one single state. That's how you get mass migration. That's how you get people movement. They have to leave to find a better place. To survive, to live. It's cooling down a little bit today. High of 86, which would be like 25, I suppose, Celsius. 86 minus 3 is 56, divided by 2, 20. 7, 8, you know, it's not so hot, but it'll be, oh shit, back up to 100 by tomorrow, 105 on Saturday, something like that. Yeah, that's the other thing. When people say, well, the climate is natural and normal and this happens all the time, no other time on the planet's history have we been burning fossil fuels at this ever, number one. I mean, okay, so what, they learned how to chop down a tree and light it on fire? Actually, come to think of it. And then they learned how to, you know, harpoon whales until they don't exist. And coal until it's all dug out of the ground and the air is unbreathable. So, you know, but that's fairly recent in terms of human history, the whaling, the coal mining, and the oil and gas. So the last few hundred years, right? So, and especially just since 1950, we have just been burning the shit out of the fossil fuel. We've never done that before. That's new. And it's not natural. For all the people who want to say that it's all completely natural. That part isn't part of a natural ecosystem. It's not part of the natural, you know, ebb and flow of planet Earth. Planet Earth wasn't, you know, not unless you get coal veins that start on fire, but come on, man. It's, the intellectual laziness fucking drives me bananas. Like, my patience runs thin. I would like all of us to be able to survive and eat food that we can eat without, you know, shitting ourselves to death. That's why. You know, I I give a shit about the environment because I love it, right? I like being outside. I like doing things outside. I like the ecology and the animals and the plants and all the things. But also, I'm a big fan of human beings. A big fan of human beings. And we are hurting ourselves for profit, right? So oil and gas can get richer. So tech bros can get richer. What the hell? Yeah, and the wildfire smoke, I noticed. See, we got hit with it last summer pretty bad. And it rolled in early in the spring. So I remember must have been early June. It was real pleasant morning, real quiet, real cool, and I had opened all the windows and the front door was wide open, and by 9 a.m. I could smell a fire. So I get up and what the hell? Sometimes my neighbor has a fire, but it's like 9 in the morning though, right? So I shut the doors and the windows and I checked that air quality, and it was bad, getting worse. We were in the purple quite a bit. Because of wildfires in Canada. There were also wildfires though in Montana that year, and then, out west always. I mean, I say always, but not like this, man. Anyway, did a whole lot of damage in my garden. A whole lot of damage. Like the tomatoes, I had one that was sitting here, and it was the first one that I saw signs of. And the funny thing was too, is I would look at the, let me show you. When I'd look at my leaves on my tomato plants, it looked like there was like an orange, red, brown dust. And even in my water butt, it was like the sediment and the ash that was in the air. It blankets everything. It's no good. And yeah, they die, or they don't fruit, or they get weak, and that's what happened. It's over. I'm trying to encourage other people, right? Like, who gives a shit if I'm gardening in my backyard? Like, nobody cares, right? Then I went out for what is in my hair? Just debris. Out for a walk, or out canoeing, or out, whatever the hell. Go to a national park or something. I'm like, make it trend. I want other people to appreciate the outside just as much, to inspire them to do something. We all get inspired in many different ways, I don't know. Just, dude, and I'm just a regular pedestrian, with my little derpy trailer house. I'm not made of money. I don't have access to power and money, but I can still do stuff. Like have a little garden, or go for a walk, or go look at the wildflowers, or I don't know. Somehow, in some way, some small way. Just for 2 minutes, put your phone down and go outside. Oh yeah, unless you're somewhere in the Midwest that's currently under threat from wildfires, then you can't. You gotta stay in the house. That was the worst part too, last summer. Was, you can't be outside. I couldn't come out. I mean, I would put a mask on or a bandana on or something, right? If I can see the sediment on my plants, I know it's getting in. And the eyes, oh my God, the eye irritation is the worst. And the back of your throat, breathing it in. It sucks. My question is, do we want to keep doing this? Do we want it to keep getting worse? Worse? Does it need to be worse? It needs to get much worse, doesn't it? Before people will sit up and pay attention, be like, hey man, it's really hot out here. Based on what facts some guy said to me, and all I can think is, where do you live that you're just completely under a rock? How do you not recognize what's happening with your own goddamn eyes? With your own experience? The permafrost in Siberia is melting. I don't know how much more we need evidence. And that's it's like an addiction, like a junkie. They're addicted to the oil and the gas. which, renewables would be the same thing. And I think that those energy companies are absolutely capable. They have all the infrastructure, they got all the science, they do. They've been planning for it for the last 40 years because they know it was happening. Started raising drilling rigs higher in the ocean. The rigs that are in the oceans, they had to raise the platform. They're like, fucking sea levels are rising. Where was I going? I'm losing my train of thought. They would be the ones most capable of procuring the renewable energy and delivering it to the rest of us. It's not that difficult. But profit, I suppose. There's a bee. Kind of a waspy bee. He's around my screen here. I don't want to make him mad. I've never been stung, so I have no idea if I'm even allergic. But, other than being outside all the time, growing up all the time, I don't work with bees, so that makes, I feel like it's not like I'm special and I've never been stung. I think I just haven't stuck my hand in a hive yet. But most people I know have been stung at least once. I swear my brother gets it every year, right? Like my kids, once or twice when they were little, My hubs for sure. I don't know. Everybody I know has been stung. I have no idea what it feels like. Mosquitoes, though, I get bit. I don't know. Sorry for the ramble and the depressing commentary. I don't know what the answer is. I mean, I do, right? We need to stop burning them. We need to at least burn them less. Could we burn them less? Like, I won't take your big blap blap truck from you. It's fine. You want to drive a gas guzzler? Fucking go with God. But can I have a wind turbine? Why can't I? I have no choice, right? I have no choice. This country is real big on selling people choice. You got all the choice in the world. You got a million flavors of cereal, but just one source of energy. It's frustrating because it's a lie, the choice. It's a lie. I mean, there's like 3 companies that own all of the cereal anyway. So there's no actual choice involved. I can't choose a different internet provider. I'm locked in. That's where it's at. You know what I mean? Shit like that. I can't choose a different person to provide me with electricity. I can't, there's no choice. At all. I should hang it up. I just meant this post, not the whole YouTube thing. That's to be expected. If I have opinions and I pop off and share them, then what would I expect? Especially on a hot button issue like, climate change. If I'd stick to just flowers and bees, but I can't because I'm a whole person. I'm not just one-dimensional, you know what I mean? So, like the rest of you, we are many and complicated and too slow to act when action is necessary. Look, all of us plebs out here, it's not on us, okay? It's not on us to live a green lifestyle and to lower our carbon footprint. Our carbon footprint is already down to nothing. Man, I haven't been on a flight in over 10 years, right? I don't drive much. There's like one person in the house who drives somewhere every day. And, we don't have a ton of streaming services, and I'm not. You look, our carbon footprints can't get any smaller, right? The people who need to do something about their carbon footprint are, those 7 fucks with all the money. National governments. You know, but they won't. They won't. I don't get it. They'll invest gazillions of dollars in oil and gas every single year. Tax credits, tax breaks, subsidies, government contracts. But, oh my God, a solar panel? Are you out of your mind? Why not? Why not? I don't get it. But I'm here today, and I've got a bit of watering to do, and, just gonna keep on keeping on. It's about all we can do. So, yeah, that's all. I'm glad you're here. I really am. You have a good day.